Hi, Mark Gilbert here, and in this video I want to talk about losing weight, something many of us have experience with. Now, I confess I'm not any so-called weight loss expert. However, on some level, most of us who've tried to lose weight are weight loss experts. After all, we've gathered a lot of expertise about what works and what doesn't work for us. So what's been our experience typically? Most of the time, we search for the right diet. We look for one that we can stick with, maybe actually get the experience of losing some pounds. But in this video, what I want to do is to offer you a few thoughts that go beyond simply dieting. My intent here is to give you one or two useful ideas that you can use when you're instituting a weight loss routine in your life. And I'm calling this an integral and spiritual approach to weight loss. Now, you might ask, why this topic? Like most Americans, I've been putting on a few pounds and I've been bothered by it. And I've been setting an intention to lose the weight, and then I don't do it. However, a couple of factors recently have forced me to say enough's enough, and I'm going to find the gumption to take action. One of those factors is that I'm recognizing I'm getting older. And the other is kind of a vanity issue, which I hate to bring up, but my wife and I, we go on annual extended vacations, and we take a lot of pictures, and I'm tired of coming back and looking at our trip pictures and seeing my big belly. But that's a key point. When you're going to lose weight, you got to have something motivating you. What's motivating you? We'll come back to that in a minute. So this year, I've gotten serious, and I've stuck with my weight loss regimen for a few months now, and I'm having some success. But that begs the question, why this time? You know, I believe it's not due simply to dieting, but rather by dieting and incorporating other factors with it as well. Let me do an aside. Standard caveat, like they always say, check with your doctor as appropriate before starting any weight loss routine. Caveat over. So what do I mean by taking an integral and spiritual approach to weight loss? Simply stated, integral asks us to look at anything, including weight loss, from 4 points of view: our inner perspective and outer perspective as an individual, and looking at those in relation to our relationships with other people. And integral also calls us to consider as appropriate our stages of development through various multiple intelligences, our states of consciousness, and any other types, such as being male or female, that we might fall into. We look at all of those factors in relation to weight loss and see what it tells us about our plan. Now, on the screen are some titles of some other videos I've done on they're on my YouTube channel that go into the basics of integral if you want more background on the topic. On the other hand, when I say taking a spiritual approach, this means not simply focusing upon our lives here on earth, but consider tapping into that spiritual power or essence that is in each of us, and that takes us and transcends our physical bodies and connects us with something greater. Again, on that topic, see the videos listed on the screen. But enough, let's move into some specifics, starting with looking at integral's 4 perspectives. Most weight loss programs focus on the individual's physical body. And gee, that seems pretty logical if you think about it. After all, that's what you're trying to change. And what's the external focus? We all know it: diet and exercise. So let's begin there. Now, sorry, but I'm not going to recommend any specific diet to you. There's plenty of online information about all kinds of currently popular diets: paleo, keto, low carb, low calorie, low fat, and on and on. My only advice to you is that you do your due diligence and research all of them, and then this is the key point. Listen to your inner guidance, your inner knowing as to which diet is right for you. Something within you will tell you which one you should follow. But one thing to remember is you can't keep eating like you've been eating and generally lose weight. Now, sticking with the individual outer perspective, we've also got the idea of moving your body, to exercise, to find some physical activity that you can do on a routine basis. It's an integral part of a diet and exercise program. So for myself, I walk my dog every day. I ride my exercise bike or my rower. I work in the yard, but I find some physical activity that I can stick with, and I set a goal that every day I'm going to do something physical. So now we focused on the individual physical body, but what about the inner being, our inner state of mind and our consciousness? What is it in our consciousness that we need to change and be part of our weight loss plan? Again, this can differ for each of us, but I do recommend that you have a daily inner practice to keep yourself focused. It could be just repeating your affirmations and your intentions. But here's what I do. I express gratitude every day for my body. I'm thankful for my diet and exercise plan. I'm thankful when I see any weight loss. The key is to have an inner practice that keeps you on target and helps you feel good about yourself, that focuses on the good. And then also in a moment, we'll look at some spiritual practices, and these can be considered your inner work as well. So that's the outer and the inner from an individual basis. But what about your weight loss plan in relationship to others? Plan has to consider that. My suggestion is to let others know of your intentions and actions to lose weight and ask for their support and encouragement. My wife's been a big supporter of my efforts, praising me when I make the frequent hard choices to stay on my diet, encouraging me when I want to take time to exercise. Our inner agreement of her support and her outer steps to encourage me and reward me are key factors, I believe, in my success. Now, to further consider your plan from an integral standpoint, you might look at it in relation to the various intelligence and lines of development, such as the values line or your morals line, or especially your kinesthetic line, your physical abilities, and so on. How does your plan support your development along those lines? In the interest of time in this video, we're not going to go through every one of the lines of development, but you might do that on your own. However, there is one that I want to consider, the needs line of development. Think Maslow's hierarchy for a moment and ask yourself, what needs are being met by my losing weight? This gets back to the point about what's motivating you. Yes, hopefully our physiological needs are better met to a degree by losing weight and having an enhanced sense of our physical abilities. But we could be also motivated by the other levels as well. Losing weight might meet our love and belongingness needs. It might help us find a partner if we don't have one, or to be healthier and live longer with the partner that we do have. Or maybe losing weight's going to increase our self-esteem. We could say that my desire to not be fat in travel pictures is meeting a self-esteem need. And another thing to consider is this: how is losing weight supporting your desire for self-actualization? Will losing a few pounds help you answer your personal calling? Help you feel and do and be the things that you were called to do on this earthly experience? The key is considering and focusing on these levels within that line of development can help you stay motivated on your weight loss plan. Now, finally, I want to turn to what I'm calling the spiritual approach to weight loss. And as I mentioned previously, this means not simply focusing upon our physical bodies and our lives here as a human being, but going beyond that and tapping into the spiritual power that's in each of us. My belief and teaching is that we are all one, that we come from the oneness or spirit that's embedded in each and every one of us, and that the power and intelligence of spirit is within us, and we can tap that power. And we do that by our thoughts, our imagination. For more on that, see the videos listed. So in my opinion, a successful spiritually based weight loss program includes a component where you use the power of consciousness and the law of attraction to manifest the body that you desire. The key is to use affirmations, visualizations, affirmative prayer, all as part of a weight loss program. Now, I've heard some people who teach the law of attraction say, all you need to do is set the intention to lose weight and you will. To affirm things like, I am my perfect weight now. That's all they believe we need to do. They may be right, but I believe it's always good to couple affirmations with the right action. So for me, each night as I go to bed, in addition to my gratitude that I expressed internally that I mentioned previously, I also take time to visualize and feel my perfect body, to see and know that it's at its perfect weight. I add as much feeling as I can to this imaginative state as I'm heading into sleep, knowing that it's coming into existence now. I also supplement this existence with expressing affirmative prayers. The recognition of my being my perfect way through affirmative prayers is very important, and I've got an example of one in a separate video to give you ideas on how that can work for you. So there you have it. Yes, focus on your physical body with diet and exercise, but also focus on your inner state with the practice of daily gratitude. Seek support in your relationship with others. Recognize how your losing weight fits into meeting many of the needs levels that you're moving through, and tap the power and presence of the divine within you. In all of that is an integral and spiritual approach to losing weight, which I hope will be helpful to you. Thanks for watching. Until next time.